Higdon Outdoors Television is brought to you by HEVI-SHOT, the industry leader in performance shot shell ammunition. Power Calls, unleash the power. Drake Waterfowl Systems, innovators in waterfowl hunting. Momarsh, hunt hard, hide easy.
Been in the hunting industry now for over 30 years. We get invites all over the country of places to go duck and goose hunting, especially with our TV show. This particular episode though, we're in my backyard. It's where I was born and raised, where I grew up, literally the farm that we're hunting on, we specifically built to duck and goose hunt, and it's a piece of property that my dad grew up on. So to hear him tell the stories with his dad, my granddad, and all of our family, and to have them all there, this is an episode that's really near and dear to my heart. Hope you guys will enjoy it. I ain't gonna let him get in. Get on this single, get on this single. Get in! All right. Get him. My safety won't come off. My safety, get him! Oh! My lips will stick to my gun. Get him over top. Good shot. We had one generator quit. It actually quit around 5 o'clock this morning. We got another generator we're gonna plug up, and we got 2 ice blasters out, actually 2 half-horse. So we'll be able to open this up. I mean, in 15 minutes, it'll have this back open. And one good thing is the snow is on top of all this other ice, so it kind of magnifies what we have open. They can see it from a long distance. So we'll get this in play and be back in action in about 15 minutes. Final Flight Outfitters, we use the term FFO a lot. And really that's just an acronym short for Final Flight Outfitters. And privately amongst our employees, I've always said faith, family, outdoors. And in that order, meaning faith is first. Faith is first in your life. Have a strong life in faith. Have a strong family background. Family, friends, whatever, and we're their extended family, being, from an employee-employer relationship. And the last thing is outdoors. Outdoors as much as you can. Enjoy God's nature that's provided us, enjoy those experiences. And all in all, that's what I feel like we are. That's what Final Flight is about, faith, family, outdoors. That's the biggest thing of what we're about.
My mother loved rabbit, and we had a farm that laid out and had a bunch of weeds and all on it, and Daddy was going up and disc it up and get it ready to plant the next year, is in the fall. Rabbit season was in, and he said, yeah, I'll kill us a rabbit. He goes down, starts discing, and sure enough, out runs this rabbit. He gets out of his tractor and gets ready to shoot that rabbit while a hawk swooped down and grabbed his rabbit. He was telling this story and telling me, and he said, yeah, that hawk swooped down and got my rabbit. He said, well, I shot at it. I said, Daddy, you're not supposed to shoot hawks. Didn't you know that? He said, damn it, I wasn't shooting at the hawk. I was shooting at my rabbit. I said, well, how would you know? He said, that hawk dropped my rabbit.
It was neat being able to all three of us hunt together, and that's basically what started this business in a sense, was us hunting together and trying to get product, and somebody down the road wants the same thing we've got, and then we try to get it for them and that kind of stuff, and then finally decided, hey, why don't we make a business out of this?
So Final Flight Outfitters, you know, we started our business because a lot of this I was going to outdoor shows, and a lot of these outdoor shows, some of them they didn't have a lot of offering for a lot of these products, you know. Tim Brown's calls at the time, Higdon decoys, you know. Well, then in the duck season, someone would call us and says, hey, do you have any of those Higdon goose decoys or whatever? And 9 times out of 10 we'd have them in stock, so we'd kind of go and open the trailer and sell them out of that. So that's how Final Flight was born.
So we started across the road in a little shed and moved up here, and basically it was really just for us to drink coffee before hunting. You know, we had only opened then during duck season, and I don't think we opened till 12 o'clock. And so, I mean, we were really treating it like a hobby, you know, in a sense, and then it really outgrew the hobby.
Then my grandparents had this old abandoned store here, and we started seasonal hours at that time. We were only gonna open obviously during the season, but we can't open between 8 and 12 because we're all duck hunting.
I remember hunting with Johnny and Kelly, and I was always the one that was more worried about the store, and especially during hunting season. They were worried about hunting, but several times it'd getting close to 12 o'clock and I needed to go out, and we were killing birds, and they're like, we'll run you out when we get, you know, as soon as these birds working, we'll run you out. And there was a couple days I got here at 12:05, customers waiting, you know. And
we're such a family here at Final Flight.
And every day I come in here, I see Mom and Dad and Johnny and Kelly, you know, and you take it for granted almost, but you know, I'm close with all my family because of work, and I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world.
When you walk in our door, first thing you see, there's some couches in the back. And that's where my dad and we all drink coffee in the morning at 7 o'clock until we open the doors at 8. We drink coffee and tell stories and lies and hunting tales. And we have regulars that come in here all the time that they're like family to us, but they're here every day, you know, and we know their family. You know, we talk hunting stories, and, you know, on the way back from the blind, they stop in and sit down and have a cup of coffee and tell us about their day or what's going on in their life. And those kind of experiences, man, we value.
Still a people business, even though it's so easy to go on there on the phone and you just order online and all that. But I think deep down, people want to connect with people.
You know, and having that face-to-face interaction, you get to know people, you get to know your customer base. And to me and John and Trip, that's what it's all about. Get ready. Get him. Look at that guy. Watch him. Watch him. Get a mark on him. He's going to do it. Oh, there's another one. Oh, that was... On a lot of our ice splashers, we turn them at a just slightly elevated from a horizontal angle. So a lot of guys, when they get them first thing, they just point them straight up in the air. And that's fine, but when you see surface ripple, you're losing energy. The name of the game with ice splashers, you're circulating warm water. The surface ripple is not what keeps the water open. It's the circulation of the warm water from down deep, bringing that to the surface is what keeps it from refreezing. So when you point them straight up and you see that surface ripple, it's just really energy that is lost. So what we do is we keep them about 18 inches below the surface, point them out at an angle, at a horizontal angle, and maybe just slightly up. So if I can just barely see a ripple, what we found is that keeps the maximum amount of hoe open that we can do. If we were pointing it straight up, we wouldn't have much of an open hoe at all.
Kelly unleashed the fire.
Well, they keep going over there.
Out front, out front. Get him. Good shooting, guys. Very nice.
it's a pleasure for me to, work with the boys. Sometimes it's not all good, but most of the time it is.
Growing up and hunting with your brothers and your family is obviously, it's awesome. I mean, there's nothing like it. I would love to tell you that it was just roses all the time, but man, we've had fist fights and arguments.
We always still fight. We've had fist fights in the decoys.
It's never a dull moment. I'll put it that way. But it is. It's enjoyable to be with them. We all get talking tall tales, and then before you know it, we're in an argument about something. One don't agree with the way he's calling or the way the decoys are, and Kelly and John in particular. I tell them, I said, you got every decoy numbered and named. Every one of them's got a name, and it's got to be pointed a certain direction, because they're really uptight on the way the spread looks, the way the duck blind looks, and they take pictures and fly a drone over it and make sure that this is looking right and that's looking right. When we've duck hunted, all we need to do is just a bag full of decoys and muddy the water up, and that was it.
The fortunate thing with us is, even as some of the arguments, and you might disagree on how decoys are placed or somebody's calling too much or whatever, at the end of the day, you sit back and you kind of laugh about it, and it's kind of funny because it's just very minor in nature.
Just really enjoy hunting with them and being there with not the killing of the ducks, but the fellowship, and the food. You got to remember the food. And I enjoy doing it. I really do. I really enjoy doing it. But I don't put out any decoys. I don't dress any ducks, but I will eat their food and have a good time.
Get him. Dust him. Oh! Left side, 2 ducks. 2 ducks right here, left side. Get him. Two pintails, 2 pretty Drake pintails. Ducks to the left. Get up! Lower the water. Get up! Lower the water. Had it? Awesome.
Every time I pulled up on one, it was falling.
I pulled twice.
Hey, get it! Hey! Get it! Bring him here. Bring him here, Jake. He's not a retriever, just a mixed breed. And that makes the second one I've had in a mixed breed. The first one was good, but that right there, he just... I had back trouble when he was a puppy and couldn't fool with him, and he doesn't mind real good, but he's getting better. But he's sure not a retriever. We figured that out real quick. Bring him here, Jake. Come on. Good. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Come on, buddy. Come on. Hey, whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, now. Turn him loose. You can't eat him. Turn loose. No. No.
Good boy. Good boy. Yes, sir. Good. Go get the other one. Go get it.
You're not much of a retriever. Bring him. Right here, buddy. Come here. He got that foot up, he's a pointer. Yeah, I know what he's doing. He's making sure they're all dead. That's what he's doing. He's making sure they're all dead. Bring him on, boy. Come on. Bring him on. Come on. Come on, buddy. Come on. Yeah, boy. Come on.
But we got our birds picked up, we got our decoys out, ice splashers put up, and now we'll let this open up. We'll let the birds get back on this for a couple days and probably get back in here in the backfield here next week. What'd your dog
He
do?
picked up 2 ducks.
He probably ate them.
No, he didn't. He brought them out and did good. What he was doing is making sure they were dead. He smelled them and, you know,
Okay.
make sure they're dead.
Well, he's a shop dog, not a duck dog.
Oh, mate. I love it, I love it, I love it.
Hunting with family is so rewarding. You know, I have 2 kids of my own. I have a 7-year-old boy and a 3-year-old girl, and it's just unreal the experiences you have.
Kelly's son, Kipton, killed him a deer this time and got a turkey. I told my Kelly's daughter, I said, when are you going to go hunting? And she said, Pops, I'm not going to hunt, I'm a girl. That'll change. That'll change very quick.
A man's life is changed once he has children. And it totally changes your whole perspective from your faith to everything. And I think when all of us get together like that, it just, you know, it just brings it all home, you know.
You know, it used to be killing birds, you know, and now it's more the fellowship and seeing it through their eyes, I guess. My son's eyes, him getting excited. You know, used to, you're the first one to pull the trigger or, you know, couldn't wait. Now, first thing I do is look at them, you know, and try to see it through their eyes with, you know, remember that thrill that we had when we were kids, you know, and I think that's what's so special about hunting. You don't realize it till you get older and have kids, is being away from business, everything else, and seeing it through their eyes.
Times in the past when we'd all hunt together, I get choked up a little bit talking about it, but you appreciate it. But then when you get kids, and you get your kids there, you know, your nephews, nieces, and it just ties everybody together.
You know, and to have those things, to have all of us in the blind like we were here, and you know, it's just unreal, and it's so rewarding.
It's about the future, you know, and about their future and their kids' future, you know, and in the store and in hunting and everything else, we're trying to build it for them.